What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Videohomicide, back with episode 2 of my comic book collection. But before we get into the video, I want to quickly remind everybody that I'm currently holding a Q&A/contest. And if you go to the video that's linked in the description, leave a question in the comments over there, and you will be entered into possibly winning an issue of Cinema 187 number 1, Raise the Dead issue 1, Raise the Dead issue 2, Raise the Dead issue 3. What the fuck is Raise the Dead? It's a zine that I make. There's some of the interiors. You will also get Filthy Ralph issue 1, and you will get 20 stickers that I've created here. So once again, go check out that video, leave a comment, leave a question in the comments, and you will hopefully be able to win that shit. So let's get into the fucking stuff, man. I've pulled some more comics, some more gems. We're gonna quickly, without hesitation, get into this. So first and foremost, we got Frank Miller's Death Dealer. Now, I talked about Death Dealer briefly in the last video when I was showing off the 68, because the same artist, Nate Jones, does the interiors here. He's inked by J Photos, who I believe is the same inker, or excuse me, the colorist, same colorist. Really cool stuff. I'm not going to go through this whole book because you don't really get a good shot of the dealer until the end, but you do get some really cool kind of, baddies. I like that guy right there with the helmet. One thing, one of the main reasons I really wanted to dig through the comics again was, to draw some inspiration, and already just looking at this for a few pages, I've seen some really cool stuff. I love the way that the ground is drawn right there underneath the fingers. There we go. There's the dealer. So really cool stuff right there. Frank Frazetta. I believe he was still alive at the time of this. I could be wrong on that, but there's some good articles in the back. This was issue 1. That'd be cool to check out the Frank Frazetta Museum. I have seen a few original Frazettas. A couple of years ago, I was working in Toronto, and I went to the museum, the ROM, when they were doing the It's Alive exhibit, the Kirk Hammett It's Alive exhibit. And he had some original Frazettas, and there was some original Basil Gogos and stuff, so that was really badass. A couple more issues of that. So there's issue 3 of 6. Really amazing cover, obviously, painted by Frazetta. The man was just like a fucking mastermind. I just want to quickly confirm something. Yeah. I thought that might have been a recreation of a Frazetta, but it is an original. And then this is, what is this, issue 6 of 6? Yeah, so I'm slacking. I don't own the whole run, but, that happens. And then I found this. I think I mentioned this in the video. I couldn't find one of the copies of 68, but there it is right there. So Nat Jones on the cover. J Photos doing the coloring. Good team. Good team. Although I do think the coloring in Death Dealer was better, but that's just my opinion. I was talking in the comments, or maybe in a direct message with one of the homies, Spark, aka Jules, or Juels. I'm not sure how to say your name, dude, but because it's French, so I don't know. There's all kinds of fucking accents. I know over here in Canada we're supposed to be French is the second language, and it is, but I don't know a lick of it. But this was the Wu-Tang comic that I was talking about that I have. This is 12 Reasons to Die. This is the Ghostface Killah album. This came out in conjunction with an album he put out with the same title, and I remember this was a really big deal. And I accidentally missed, or whoever was doing my pull list missed taking. I don't think it was issue 1, maybe issue 2, or something. And I know one of the issues they fucked me over, and I had to order it from my comic shop later on. So and then there's some previews in the back. Which that's pretty cool right there, but we're not going to get into that. So there's issue 1. Really cool. I'm just going to go through the covers here. I like this cover a lot as well. It's very blaxploitation-y. We got for issue 2. That might have been the one I had to order. Issue 3. Have you ever read or know about Sam and Twitch, who are the police officers from Spawn? When they had that series, and I had most of the series, and I fucking sold it like a retard, and now I got them. I was getting them from quarter bins and shit. I'll never be able to find them now for that cheap. But that kind of reminds me of the same deal. I don't know if it was. I almost said Ed Templeton, but that's a fucking skateboarder. Barry, I don't know. but it just reminds me of that. Maybe you guys know what I mean if you've seen that shit. Issue 4, sort of a lackluster cover in my opinion. Issue 5 is a really cool cover with the turntable, you know, and just really badass. I like that a lot. And then closing off the series with issue 6 with another cool sort of Thief of Thieves kind of cover, in my opinion. You know what I just realized? They changed up the font on some of these, but or the text logo, the text font, whatever. Here's a random one. This is Creep issue 0, which I never read, but I'm pretty sure, like, I didn't go any further than this. I only bought this because it was a Frank Miller cover. But look at that, $2.99. $2.99, man. Frank Miller, one of my favorite artists. But this is a really cool thing. I'm going to spoil this. So you got, like, the first page with the flowers, and then you get into the room, and the kid crying. He's got a shotgun to his head. And then when you flip the page, you get, like, this detective guy, and it's like, boom, but it's like a kid, like, cutting to a different scene where a kid's lighting firecrackers off. And I just thought that was really cool little transition. And that's one thing that is really unique about comics, is like how they handle transitions, and you know how you, when you turn the page, you discover something that, you know, had to kind of be shocked, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you get shocked by it. This is kind of cool. I haven't looked at this in probably like 5 years. Really big fan of Roger Corbin. But I don't think that is Roger Corman. But this is Twisted Tales. That's not even number 1. I don't think I have a full run here. No, I don't. But here's issue 4. There could be more of these in the collection, and if there is, they'll make their way to it. But some really cool creature design there. Oh, and this is a fucking, like, straight out of Predator with, like, the guy hanging there. Who's doing the art here? John Bolton. Story by Bruce Jones. So Bruce Jones, that's really cool right there. I don't know who drew. W.M. Stout, I believe, drew that. That's really cool. So the first story is called The Well. Obviously, the big fucking monster in the bottom. Got The Secret Place by story and art by Bruce Jones. Like, this does not look like Bruce Jones, but I've been fucking shocked before. Art by Don Lomax, story by Bruce Jones. Yeah, so anthology books. So there's number 4. There's number 6. I could have swore I had, like, all of these. Maybe I do, just like I said, they're stashed away. Oh, this cover's fucking awesome. Number 7. The old lady and the fucking husband's head on the mantelpiece. This is a cool one. It's kind of Mars Attack-ish. 1950s, like, white kid with fucking blonde hair getting all rifled by a green monster in the swamps. It's like some shit straight out of Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Oh, this one has some pretty unique looking art. Okay, so so here we've got, shit, fucked over my microphone. I'm kind of doing this in a guerrilla way, but number 9, sorry. This story right here with art by Tom Enrique. This is really captivating to me, like, called Warped Panels, and it looks like a kid, like this guy's like writing a book. Turn into a monster. Like, this is all amazing. Like, the chick's ass and like this guy's ass, like this fucking monster. Like, this is insane. This is the type of artwork that I really respect, because it's not respect, but enjoy, you know what I mean? Like, it's just really cool stuff. And obviously put up by Pacific Comics, I believe was a Canadian company. Could be wrong on that, but next story is Deadlights with art by Bill Ray, story by Charles Wagner. You know, I gotta go back and reread these. I'm pretty sure that I've read these. Some of those panels kind of struck a chord, or you know, rung a bell. But, like, again, I could be wrong. It's been so long. I found another stash of the Night of the Living Dead comics. So this is a square bound one shot called Day of the Dead, or Day of the Undead, and once again, price tag $2.99 for a square bound, man. Like, this was the era to be picking up comics, like 2012. That was like between 2010 and about 2015ish, or maybe even 16. That was probably about 15. That was about my heyday of picking up monthly comics. So But again, this is just sort of like a really amazing cover right here. That is clearly from Night of the Living Dead. The little girl, Cooper, Mr. Hooper, or Cooper. I don't know. I always fucking forget his name. Cooper or Hooper. Really cool stuff. But I was really excited. A zombie Santa Claus. That's fitting for the time. But I knew I had more of these fucking things. So, and I did a little bit more digging, and I'm pretty sure there's more than this. But we've got, apparently that series I was talking about, the Las Vegas one, it ran to issue 11 and then finished off apparently with issue 12. So that's cool. At least I got it all, at least I think now. And then here's a issue of Death Valley. This is issue 3, obviously spoofing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club from the Beatles. This is a cool cover, but I could have swore there was more, and I'm pretty sure there is. So we're gonna swap this out. Look at that right there. I appreciate everybody for sticking around and watching the vids, man. And make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. And again, you know, check out that video and leave a comment or a question so you can be entered to win those zines. This was something random that I picked up. This is all my Turtles stuff that's about to happen here. So this is the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles authorized martial arts training manual put out by Solson Comics, who will appear again throughout the collection videos. Got like 1 or 2 more titles by them. But this was different because this is not a comic, and it has like a very, like, I don't know, strange texture to the cover. But here we go. There's art by Jason Rogers and Rich Buckler. And it's just like basically a bunch of like how-to instructions for different martial arts. This right here, the Texas Chainsaw Samurai, I actually have. There's a sequel that has, the cover that I have does not look like that. Like, this is a way better cover than the one I have. And the sequel, the second issue, is a spoof on Friday the 13th. You know, just a bunch of this kind of stuff. Really cool stuff, actually. Like, you know, stuff you don't see. Just cool panels, cool shots of these. This is even good for inspiration as well, because, you know, you get to see like cool stances. Like that one right there, I could see myself using. Even that one. All these really, except for maybe that one and that one. Those ones are kind of fucking whatever. But yeah, thought that was pretty groovy. So, moving on, we've got the very first issue of Ninja Turtles right here. This is, I don't know which reprint, but one of them. Oh, it says right here, I think it's the 3rd reprint. I remember who I bought this from. I bought this from a place called BA Comics in London. Still open. I can't fucking believe it, but there's the notorious gatefold cover. Let's check out some of the interiors, man. Really, obviously, monumental comic. Cool to see this up close again. I have read this probably 3 times. Yeah. The turts, man. Love these guns, like the shotguns and stuff going off. Like, you gotta remember, like, this wasn't expected to be what it turned into. Like, if you compare this to some of those IDW books that were just god-awful in terms of interiors, like, it's night and day. Night and day. Like, 2 different types of knives being thrown in the air. You know, Splinter. More Splinter. Really cool stuff. Almost like, you know, very, makes you want to draw when you look at this type of stuff. Just trying to get that shot of, Splinter, or of Shredder dying. Spoiler alert, but that's a good shot right there. There's their fight. Fuck, man, so badass. Like, look at this type of shit, like where they stack the panels, I call it. Always love that shit. Looks cool, like the close-up of the eyes and stuff. And when I was a kid, like, I thought that you had to draw on like small paper. Like the size of paper that it is in the comic. No, like you can draw on a big piece of paper. So here it is, the death scene. Pretty fucking cool. Toss his ass over the roof. Like the turtles just look so haggard and beat up. End page. There's your first turtle. second turtle. There it is, man. It's the first issue of the Ninja Turtles. I'm not going to go into this next one, but this is issue 1 of the Image series, drawn by Eric Larson, this cover at least. I don't know who's doing the interiors. I don't know if I've ever read that one. Here's my only copy of Turtles. Oh, no, I have a few. It looks like I have a couple others. This one was famously done by Richard Corbin. You know, one of the more noteworthy issues, in my opinion, of artists that did Turtles that wasn't Eastman or Laird. Obviously a fucking amazing artist, cartoonist. Corbin is the man. Big ass crocodile. That looks like a fucking bad mushroom trip right there. Hell yeah. It's gonna be a fucking drag, or it's gonna be not a drag, it's gonna be the opposite of a drag once I get all these in like new bags and boards and stuff. Here we got the one shot, the Michelangelo one. I believe this one is like a car chase in its entirety. I don't think I've ever read that one, to be honest with you. The only other Turtles books that I have are one of the best miniseries I've ever read. It's called The Secret History of the Foot Clan. And I'll show you a little bit of issue 1 right here. The cover and interiors is by Matu Santaluco, who's a fantastic cartoonist. I love his style. Don't think I have any other work by him, but I would like to. So like right off the bat, like you can kind of tell that this is up my alley. It's got like that kind of, I don't know if you'd call it like manga or like European influence. It just has like a really good look to it. But the way that he draws Shredder, there's Krang. Shredder, yeah, there's some not too good shots of Shredder, but you know, later on in the book he's definitely in, like, look at that. I just think that's amazing. So that's issue 1, and of course issue 2 and issue 3, and then there it is, your issue 4. Amazing series, loved it. Due to reread that. When I sold off all my Turtle stuff, that's the only shit that I kept. Here's a couple of zines that I had kicking around. I bought these years ago. Like, the person that sold me these was it was the first time I ever heard anyone say the word zine. I just thought they were just like little miniature comics or whatever. But this is Andros number 5. It's put out by Max Klotfelter, the White Buffalo Gazette. But really interesting stuff. Obviously a solid user of the microns and shit like that. Really enjoy this type of stuff. Like, just drawings. Like, they don't even necessarily need to be comics, but just drawings alone, like really detailed stuff, is fun to check out. This one is really old. I bought this years ago. Maybe it's not that old, but around the same time that I bought Andros, I bought this. It's called Table Geddon, and it's all about the trials and tribulations about people selling comic books. Different art styles, obviously. I remember reading this right away when I first got it because I thought it was kind of a cool concept, and it's kind of wacky and fun. The last little zine that I got here, and then I'm moving on to the last little stash of comics. We've got, I don't even know what the fuck this is called, Stun Nuts number 10. But again, it's got like just like a couple of different artists, it looks like, drawing. Or maybe it's the same artist, but just fun little thing. Moving on to the last thing here because the video is about to end. We've got Cinema Sewer, which is like a cool book where they just talk movies and there's drawings and stuff about the movies. Really awesome stuff. So that right there is actually signed by Rob Boogie from 2016 at Shockstock. Apparently I met him there. And then here's so this was number 27, and this is number 25. And then this is number 26 with James Stokoe cover, who did Orc Stain. And he did a really good Godzilla story called Half Century War. it's fun to just kind of flip through these, and like there's an article for Sister Street Fighter, and it's all hand lettered, and it just looks so fantastic. Like this is the type of, this is a more a zine with a kind of, not a higher production value, because I mean it doesn't cost much to write this yourself, but I mean it's very like sound and quality book. And I remember I read one of these at least when I got them back then. Really cool stuff. That Rob Boogie guy was cool, and I think he was kind of stoked that I knew who that was, like the cover artist, because that was around the time, right? Like Stoko was doing Half Century War, and I was totally obsessed with that type of art. And this guy and Matu Santaluco came into my life around the same time, so I thought they were really sick. And then this is also put out by, I'm not sure who put this out, but Rob Boogie's name is all over it, so it could have been from him. This is Sleazy Slice issue 7, adults only. This is a comic, a comic. Like this is kind of really badass. Like this chick's getting her arm cut off or whatever the fuck. This is very sexual in nature, but it's very like tongue in cheek, I guess. Like here's like a broad sucking some old dude's dick, like out of control stuff. Chick's pussy, like everything's drawn pretty good too. Like it's not like a slouchy drawn. Like this is really cool stuff. You don't get like crazy shit like this. This one's called Giving Head. This is hardcore. And she gets her head cut off at the end, so that's fun. She gets her head cut off in the dream. Wakes, she's telling it to the therapist's office, and the next thing you know, she's sucking his dick. Oh, that's pretty obvious. You subconsciously dream of sucking my dick, this guy says. And the next thing you know, she's sucking his dick. That's hilarious. Here's some cool, like, little pinups. Perverted Planet comics. Oh. Everyone's just getting fucked in this comic. This is awesome. Penetrating tales of pure perversion. Filth. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. That's so fucking cool. This is cool at the bottom of the page, how it has like those mirrored images. There's a cool, funny page in here somewhere where it's like something about like it's around here somewhere. Right here. Okay. Decayed mutant rape is bad for your soul. Bad, bad, bad. Right there. And then insane in the membrane, padded cell fisting. She only stops fisting it so she can sleep, eat, and shit. Splat, splat, splat. Perverted. Sleazy Slice. That's it. That's episode 2 of the comic book collection. Once again, I want to remind everyone to go over to that video in the description. Leave a question in the comments. Be able to win this shit. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Adios, and I will see you guys Friday, December 16th. At midnight. We're going to be doing the live show, and I'll be reading all the questions, and there's like 12 or 14 at this point, and then I'm going to be doing the draw at the end. So with that being said, adios, have a good night. I'm going to finish off this fucking joint that I started earlier. There's like half of it left, but you get the idea. Peace.